Hey everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all well and I'm happy to see you all back for today's watch collection update. It is finally here, the video most of you have been waiting for, the state of the watch collection 2024. More than a year since the last update has passed by, a lot has changed and the collection developed to a much more refined style. So grab a cup of coffee and enjoy the video. Looking back at the collection update end of 2023, it consisted of 15 luxury watches and I tried to keep the amount of high value items at 15 and don't exceed that number. So my watch box slots are the limitation I set for the collection, and in case I want to add a watch, something else has to go to make space. I went quite good with that rule so far and it helped me to remove some duplicates from the collection, give it more brand variety and make the collection overall more refined. So without further ado, let's start the collection update. So for today's update I basically have 4 parts. We will start with the Casio watches, come to my affordable watches, move into the selection of luxury watches and end with the video with one very special watch which is more rare than any other piece of the whole collection or of most watches you will see on YouTube. I still have a huge amount of these digital Casio watches and here are just a few of them. Some of my favorite models of them are the ones with colorful bezel, inlays like this green military version in silver or this golden military style version. I'm not sure how I could end up buying so many, but still it is fun to wear them every now and then. The golden one looks really cool and with a casual t-shirt, chino pants and sneakers makes a great outfit for a bargain price. Then there is the calculator watch I still remember from my youth. Nowadays not so useful anymore, but I bought it for the nostalgia. So much to the Casio watches, let's move next to the affordable watches. First piece is my Zeppelin dual time big date, the watch I bought for myself as a reward for my diploma roughly 12 years back by now. At the time I paid somewhere around $190 for the watch, which was a huge amount of money at the time for me. But I felt like a nice watch would be a great reward for myself after a very long time of school and university, and of course I wanted to dress up for the evening celebrations. The watch is still going strong besides a very energy hungry movement that by now lets me change the battery pretty much once a year. I wish at the time I would have known about mechanical watches, then I would probably have gone for a mechanical one, but still, since this was so early in my career or in my life when I bought the watch and I have it for so many years, I can never let go of it. Next we have the transparent Casio G-Shock, which was super hyped during 2020 and was always sold out in the G-Shock stores whenever you wanted to get one. At the time it traded for roughly 3 to 4 times the retail price on the second-hand market, which explained why it was so hard to get one from the official boutiques. So a bit after the hype died down, one of my friends here in Dubai gave me this watch as a gift. Due to that I can never sell it and you will probably still see it in the watch collection update in 2030. Moving on to the last affordable watch in my collection, we have this Maen Manhattan Graffiti that I recently received for a review. A limited edition with a hand-painted IFL dial. I really love this piece and would have bought one if Maen wouldn't have been so generous to send me one for free. So thanks YouTube channel for a free watch that I love. So much to the affordable watches from my collection. In this nice box is the most rare piece of them all with a lot of sentimental value, so I will keep this for the end of the video. In this 15 slot watch box we will now explore the core of my watch collection. As said earlier, it is good to have a limiting factor, besides money of course, for my watch collection. It keeps me from hoarding way too many watches and reminds me of investing my money into real estate or stocks besides buying only luxury consumer goods. I think 15 slots is a great size and gives enough room for a great variety that can feature pretty much any mainstream brand. So here we go guys. My 15 luxury watches as of December 2024. As always, I will take you through each single piece and give you a quick update when I bought it, for how much I bought it, and what it means for me in the collection. The watches are sorted by value and brand. We will start with the most affordable and end the update with the most expensive one. First watch of the collection is my Mido decompression timer 1961, which is the most affordable watch I purchased in September 2020 for $1,230 and it is worth now pretty much the same or maybe even a few $100s more, since it is very hard to find one and there are only very few pieces on Chrono24 available. I love the vibrant dial with the decompression scale colors and the vintage inspiration of this piece. I still wear the watch a lot, mostly for work when I want to bump up my mood and can't wear something too expensive. Next we have my now only two Tudor watches, which are both from the FXD family, the Pelagos FXD Diver and the Pelagos FXD GMT. I bought the FXD Diver in 2022 for roughly $4,500 and the FXD GMT in 2024 just a few weeks ago for roughly $5,000. I love both and it would be a tough choice to only keep one of them. I would probably go for the Diver, even though the GMT function is lovely and the green strap looks super nice. But overall the blue Diver is the OG FXD Pelagos, a bit more versatile to different strap choices, and overall this was the one that started again Tudor making great, amazing military inspired tool watches. I usually wear the FXD for an action-packed weekend with some pool time, as the strap is super secure, the watch is robust and waterproof. My Omega Speedmaster Professional Sapphire Sandwich, which I bought in May 2021 right after the update for roughly $5,500. So a lot less than you would pay for a Speedmaster in today's world, as Omega increased prices several times each year during the hype. Unfortunately, this model has no easy extension and the adjustment on the clasp is only 5mm. So I keep on adjusting links on the bracelet a lot between summer and winter times, what still annoys me a bit, and due to that I wear it less often than other watches. Besides that, I still think it is an awesome steel sports watch with a great history, and if you can find one at the right price, don't think twice. And the last watch of the first row is my Panerai radiomir 1940, which I bought back in 2023 as a new old stock version for $7,500. The Panerai is still one of my favorite watches to wear for daily usage, since it has such an easy to read and clean dial, sits low on the wrist and comes on an affordable strap. And the strap develops a very nice patina, the more you wear it, what is cool as well. Now we do quite a substantial jump in price and already come to my Rolex watches. First watch here is my Rolex Submariner 1240-60, which replaced my Starbucks. I felt having two Submariners in the collection is a bit too much, and since the Starbucks would be going out of warranty soon, I said it is time to let it go. I really enjoy the different and more subtle look of the No Date Now, can combine it with pretty much any outfit, and some nice straps are on the way for it. I bought the watch in 2024 for the exact retail price of $10,200 from the authorized dealer. Next is my Datejust 36mm in two-tone with fluted dial, which I bought back in 2021 for around $13,000. At the time this watch was not so much in demand, while still being a wishlist piece. Now it is discontinued and a high in demand piece, selling for over retail price. Looking at this iconic dial, it is no wonder that people want it so much. All the iconic Rolex features are included, and the Datejust is a symbol for success and one of the most well-known Rolex watches all around the world. And I think this champagne yellow gold version looks even better with the fluted dial compared to the green or blue fluted dials, and is such a highlight to have. It really reminds me of the American Psycho watch, and yes, I heard it was a Seiko in the movie, but in the book there was a Rolex mentioned. And I think this would be a modern world Rolex that an American Psycho character would wear. And the highlight of my Rolex collection is the Rolex GMT Master 2 Pepsi, of course. At the peak I had 3 GMT watches, which was definitely too much, and I ended up wearing mostly the Pepsi from all 3 of them. So I sold the two-tone GR and R and gave the bad girl to my dad, who is now enjoying it in Germany, but whenever I fly home I can wear it myself and have no hassle with transporting a luxury watch through customs. The Pepsi is in my watch collection since 2020 now and will also run out of warranty in the coming months. Crazy to imagine that it is already 5 years since I bought the watch. I hope it will run without any problems for many more years to come, and if you would ask me about only one watch to keep from the whole collection, this would be the watch. The size is still perfect, the colors are playful, the Jubilee bracelet is comfortable and gives enough bling to the watch, and you nowadays still see it very rarely in the wild. I bought this Pepsi for roughly $10,000, which was the retail price back in 2020. Next we have the IWC Ingenieur with the Aqua dial, which I bought this year, actually very early in the year 2024 at the IWC boutique Dubai Mall. I got the watch after a long wait of around 1 year for the exact retail price of around $11,700. I decided to let go of the Girard Parago recently and keep the Ingenieur as it wears better on my wrist, gives me the Genta vibes, and since I own the GP for 4 years now, I felt more excitement about the IWC. Overall, I would say the GP is the better value for money, with a high horology movement in the inside and a lovely see-through caseback. When I sold my GP, it was basically a crime, as I lost around 60% of the initial purchase price on it and let it go for around $6,000 only. But again, I didn't want the watch box to go out of control and something just had to go. And in the case of the GP, it was just the watch that I was wearing the least, so I decided, okay, even if I get only 40% of the initial price or whatever, I have to let it go. And now we make a huge step up to the Moser&Cie. The first piece of the two I own is the streamliner smoked salmon, which I bought back in 2023 for the exact retail price of $27,000 from an authorized dealer. Yeah, crazy price for an independent watch, and at the time when I bought it, I actually got it from Germany, where the prices were a bit higher compared to Switzerland or Dubai, but I still bought it since I love the dial, and I still think that the smoked salmon dial is the best one to get from them, besides of course the blue enamel dial that just won the GPHG award. And right now, with a weak market, the watch is not selling anymore at that high premium like it did before, but I think once the market recovers, Moser is definitely one of the brands that's a winner for sure, and their pieces will become highly sought after in the future. I'm pretty much convinced about that, since the brand is so cool and the owners of Moser&Cie put a lot of effort to keep the brand in demand. Next we have my Moser&Cie Heritage, which I got in 2022 for around $22,000 from the authorized dealer. At the time this watch was crazy hard to get, and I had to wait quite a while until I could buy it. Now it is discontinued but dropped massively in value with the market downturn. You should be able to find one for around $11,000 to $12,000 now, what is a great deal. I love wearing this watch and it gets a lot of wrist time. Again, a great piece to wear for watch collector gatherings, since it is so unique. From an independent brand, has a useful complication and looks great to shirts and classic outfits. Making the next big jump in retail price to my Audemars Piguet collection. First piece is the Code 1159 in steel ceramic with the Fumé dial. The second Audemars Piguet I ever bought back in 2023 from the AP boutique here in Dubai for the exact retail price of $29,000. Another piece I really wear a lot. Usually when I feel like I want to wear a watch on the wrist to impress, but only at a second glance. Like going to a watch enthusiast meeting and people think you are wearing something from maybe a mid-level micro brand, but once they take a closer look, they see it's an Audemars Piguet. Also, the watch wears comfortable, is super legible and much more sporty than you might think. It goes great with casual outfits or shirts as well. The next AP in the collection is my 38mm chronograph from 2022, which is a bit more than 2 years old now. This watch was the first AP I hunted down after a long wait, and changing my preferred watch a few times since the other models were simply not possible to get. I paid around $33,000 for the watch at the time, which makes it from a retail price perspective the most expensive watch of my collection. And that without an in-house movement. This might be a controversial point for some, but I love the chronograph with the Patek Philippe movement, as you get an award-winning, reliable, super thin caliber with chronograph function, a date function, and all of that packed in an integrated stainless steel case. If you look at other chronographs with date, you won't find many that are this slim. And the last AP in my collection is the Royal Oak 37mm self-winding, which I acquired just a few months ago for the exact retail price of $27,500 from the AP boutique as well. This was one of the hardest watches to get for me and took around 4 years and several tries. No wonder, since the watch sells for roughly $45,000 on the second-hand market, what is a huge premium compared to its retail price, and especially in the current market. I love the small 37mm size, which fits perfect on my 6.5-inch wrist. And the ice blue dial is super cool as well. This again is a piece to impress, but for sure on the first look. Pretty much everyone, even up to long-time ultra collectors, is impressed by the dial and loves this watch. And the last watch of the collection of luxury wrist watches is my Patek Philippe Calatrava 6119R, which I bought after a long grail watch hunt back in early 2024. This was maybe not the hardest watch to hunt, but for sure had the most special buying experience and was kind of a milestone piece for my life. I love the Calatrava on this subtle grey greenish leather strap that dresses it down a lot, and usually wear the watch for nice dinners, but nowadays more and more, and even sometimes to work with a long sleeve shirt. I paid the exact retail price of $33,110 for the watch here in Dubai. And with that we have the core of my luxury watch collection. A collection that took me 5 years to build, features many different brands and only consists of watches that I love to wear daily. It will be quite hard to let go of any of these pieces, but I think the Mido will join the affordable watches next to open one slot, and maybe I would let go of one of the Tudors to have room for another brand like a nice Cartier watch. Drop me a comment down below what you think about the watch collection, what you see is missing and which watch you love the most. So there is one more piece in my watch collection that I didn't show you yet. This watch is actually not a wristwatch, so let's open this small box. It is a pocket watch from the year 1945 from the German army. These pocket watches were given to generals at the time and used to time war operations. The watch is in its complete original condition and works perfect. Even the lume on the dial is still the original one, which is unfortunately radioactive. The radiation is luckily not too bad, kind of similar to the radiation levels you would experience during a flight, so nothing to worry about, especially since you would basically have to lay the watch on your skin with the dial to the side of the skin, and then it would even only radiate towards a very small part of your body. So since I usually only keep it in this case, there is nothing to worry about. Still, I advise everyone to be careful with radium watches, of course. The caseback of the watch has the serial number engraved as well as the letter D and H, what stands for Deutsches Heer or German Ground Forces. The caseback is a screw-down caseback, which we can remove to have a look at the movement. The movement is protected by this metal cover. And here is the movement. As said, it runs perfect and still looks like brand new. I guess this is the one of very few World War II German general pocket watches in such a great condition. Thinking about what this watch must have seen in its life and how many people probably owned it for the last 80 years is crazy. Now it is back in German hands and one day it will be back at its home in Germany. So much to my watch collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop me a comment down below. Stay healthy everyone and see you in the next one. Bye bye.